carbon footprint is the total amount of greenhouse gases, including carbon dioxide and methane, that are generated by our actions. One resource that we use a lot of it is carbon, mostly from the burning of fossil fuels. Now this is a cute drawing, but truly this is what fossil fuels extraction looks like nowadays. When we do that, it produces greenhouse gases such as carbon dioxide. There are other greenhouse gases, but to keep it simple and easy to compare, we count it as CO2 equivalent. So part of our ecological footprint is actually our carbon footprint. It is amount of CO2 equivalent that is released into the atmosphere as a result of our activities. In my case, about half my ecological footprint is carbon, and worldwide it is about 60%. We can also calculate the carbon footprint of the world, a country, a business, an individual, an event, a product, etc.
The scientific community agrees that when we use fossil fuels, it releases greenhouse gases into the atmosphere, which makes its temperature rise. We have emitted so much of these greenhouse gases over the past century that the Earth is getting warmer than it has been over the past 4,000 years. We found that out by drilling ice cores in Antarctica. So we need to reduce our emissions, which means we need to reduce our carbon footprints. One option is carbon offset. This means paying a certain amount of money depending on your emissions that will go towards a program designed to reduce the same amount of carbon emissions somewhere in the world, either by planting trees, building a wind farm or solar power plant, etc., where you calculated your carbon footprint. Some calculators will give you a link to offset your carbon emissions,
like it is being shown in this video.
But planting trees does not make airplanes fly, yet so offsetting does not keep the fossil fuels, the carbon, in the ground. It just transfers the problem into another project somewhere else in the world while we keep extracting them. In a way, it's like killing panda bears and donating WWF to protect them. This is not a long-term solution. Best way to reduce it is to address its root cause. So the carbon is not extracted in the first place. I can live in a smaller home, improve its insulation, heat it with geothermal energy, for instance, use less electricity, have more of my electricity produced from renewable energy, walk and bike to drive less within car. When I do drive, use an alternative method by using electric vehicle, given that the electricity is mostly hydro where I live. Fly less, eat less meat, beef, which generates a lot of carbon emissions. And finally, we don't talk about it very often. We need to be smart.